today we're making up the Forge World 40k Ork vehicle, the mighty, bombastic, big Trakk. Yes, this vehicle comes in at a swamping big price, so we're gonna scratch build it. So I'll just pass you over to myself, well, past self, previous self, so you can see how we went about making it. Yo, what up my peoples? It's EMB in the house. Yes, so I thought I'd do another wordy talky bit and talk about the materials I'll be using for this build. So, starting off, I've made plenty of treads. Look at them. They're treadalicious. Separate video on that in the links below and such like, you know the drill. So yeah, I've cast and made loads of these. We've got these. Now these are what once were quadrant swabs. Unfortunately, I managed to get a lot of packs in that actually have the whole bit in the middle. So these are made of plastic, as opposed to the paper ones you get now. And these are good for making all sorts of cool stuff, so we'll be using those as well. We've also got these little cross panels I've made plenty of. They're good for, well, definitely for tanks and mechs. I've got a little tub here of all sorts of oodles and canoodles of MDF spare bitties. Things like the wheels we had from the TT Combat build. These are great for making cogs and the such like. So we'll be using, inevitably, a couple of those or so. If not, we'll be using other MDF bits, like sprue frames. They're ideal. We also have our Orky glyphs. Lots of like tanky ones, skull ones, sharp pointy teethy ones, etc. A whole menagerie. So we got those. We also have our Orky gubbins, where we've got lots of bits that we can use for making shooters, like the barrels. Got plenty of the spanners and such like, you know, if we just want to add on and that little bit of extra detail. Yes, and other little panel-y bits all in there. We also have the wheels. They make things go round. And various ones of these have been made from all sorts of washers and the such like, and cogs and all sorts. And we've got our little rubble pile here. This is what, whenever I'm making bases and the such like, and I use lots of panels to make them, I often end up with little offcuts. And these are great just to add on little bits of rubble and detail. So I usually keep those and then just throw them on. What else we got here? We have great big... we won't be using these. These are the ones we use for the temple bases, but in here we've got lots of other panel-y bits and things that we'll be using, because they're bloody useful. Look at that. Tell you what, I made the mold of this one years ago, and it's still getting a hell of a lot of usage. So yep, we'll be using those, and we'll be using most of this at the end. And this is the good thing about using clear tubs, is that you can tell what's in them just by looking at them. You don't need to worry about putting on labels and the such like. And old takeaway containers and old dip containers, like this is your old hummus tubs. They're ideal for this sort of thing, especially because they're stackable. Yes. And of course, we'll be mounting this thing on top of it as well, because that's a cool option that you get. So I had to actually design the tank with this thing in mind. So I'll just put that there. Actually, just clear out a lot of this crap. I mean, valuable resources. That's what I meant to say. And this is what we have thus far. Boom! So we've used a lot of card, thick corrugated stuff, piled it on, layered it up, and then I've used a lot of, you can probably see it in there, bottle caps. Oodles and canoodles of them. And there's those treads. So they're all there. This bit here, that was part of a hand soap pump dispenser, just the neck of it, the rim, and then I've covered it with various bits of card all around it and then stuck on the gubbins, as you can see, just to give it a little bit more extra detail, make it less obvious as to what it originally was. Now, as you can see here, you can still see that these look like bottle caps, but we'll be hopefully sorting all that out, and especially these, you can see the other side of these panels here. They have nothing so much on them on the reverse side, so in order to decorate this up, we're going to throw in a whole bunch of textured paint. But I figured I'd show you this bit first. I don't know why my accent's changing. Come on, wordy stuff. Anyway, that's the bottom half, and we've got the top half here. Way, and we've got on here shooters, big blasty things, and they're made from, what is it? That's the tip of a biro pen, you know, the inside tubey bit. That's the piping from a hand soap pump dispenser. I keep telling you, these things are great for crafting with. We've got in here some control panels and the such like. A whole oodle of panels. And I've had to design this in such a way because whenever I stood this thing in here, this would happen. Just flop over, which isn't very useful. You can see that there. Struggles to stand. So what I've done here is I've used a bit of MDF sprue frame, jammed it in there, just to create a little gappy bit. You can see it right there, and that'll, the end bit of this hooks in under there to keep it from falling down, as you can see. And it looks like quite a formidable tank with that mounted on it. And I've also designed it in such a way that you can flip this round, boom, pop this out, and hook it under the other side as well. So you can have it, I don't know, I just like the option. It's nice to have it. But yes, that's it all kind of done up there. And then you'll be able to see it rotating on the display stand where no doubt I'll add a whole bunch of wires and other crap all over it. Probably a lot more of these exhausts, which are made of plastic straws or old cables. And then I've hole punched some card and stuck that round to look more like an exhaust. But yes. Anyway, that's enough from me. Back to the video for you lot. Bye! You're back! Well, this is it, all painted. Using a mixture of house paint, homemade texture paint, oil paints and acrylics too. Next up, I'll be making a sizable orc fortress for our holy month of Orktober. But that's it for me. Well, I'm off to make that fort. Please keep an eye out for more orky builds coming soon from the 40k orc community. They've been hard at work. And there's plenty of links to the Discords below if you want to get involved and see what they've been up to.
But that's all I've got for you today, so you can leave now. Bye.